Today, we're going to talk about what my process was like for getting approved by insurance. So, I know for me, this was something I thought about for many years, but didn't pursue because it seemed difficult to get approved by insurance. And I had a lot of other hesitations about this surgery and didn't really want to do it for the 10 years that I considered it. But a whole bunch of factors kicked in for me at age 51 that made me think, yeah, I think this is something I want to do. And I want to do it this year because I have some uncertainty about what's going to happen with my health insurance next year, given everything that's going on politically. So I thought better to go for it right now. So I'm going to share with you my story of getting approved by insurance for breast reduction surgery. And I don't know the moral of the story for everyone, but from what I have read online about approval rates in this process, I would say probably a lot of people could get approved who are not trying, which was kind of me for many years. So I started with my health insurance because I realized that I was going to need a doctor who would take my health insurance. I had tried another doctor privately who said, oh, we don't work with your insurance. So I called my insurance health plan, asked them for a list of surgeons who perform breast reduction. This is plastic surgery with a breast reduction focus. So that's what you're looking for. And then I started calling the people and I had a certain deadline. You know how it is calling doctors' offices. For me, it's like hell. It's like the last thing I want to do on my to-do list because I feel like I'm at their mercy and I might be waiting forever. But one office answered me relatively quickly, and there was a doctor I could schedule with according to the timeline I needed to make a decision about my health plan. So I got this appointment with this guy. I didn't know anything about him, didn't know if I should trust him. At the time, I think there was no reviews. Later, there was one review of him, which was quite positive, and he was new in the area. He had just done a fellowship at Yale, and he was new in Providence, and it was like, is this guy any good? I have no idea. So I go to the first appointment just thinking it's informational, but in fact, it very quickly was him pulling out information from me to see if I was going to get approved by the insurance. There are certain questions, the answers are going to get them to say yes. So you kind of learn that by researching online. And I sort of understood this, and he was guiding me in a good way because the clear truth is that I should get approved. Both doctors I have seen have taken a look at me and said, you're a great candidate. So the reality is I had some doubt, but once it was sort of objectively looked at, it was like, yeah, they're very big. He asked me a bunch of questions like, if you have rashes, this is a sign that they would be likely to approve you. They want to know about pain that you have. You could probably Google on like things that are important for breast reduction surgery approval. So if you have some idea about this, you can just think about your own experience and like see like, is this true? Because you want to emphasize those things. My goodness, he took pictures that would just be from the neck down. And at that time, he asked this medical assistant to come in. So there would be a woman present. I'm presuming that's why he asked her. And so it is a very weird experience to be up against the wall for the doctor to take pictures of your breast to send to this insurance company to see should she be approved to surgically reduce her breasts. There were some very weird moments when he indicated where my nipple would be because you learn through this process that breast reduction is by its nature a breast lift. So likely your nipple will come up higher. So he was showing me, and this is where your nipple will be. And I was like, oh my God, this is really weird. Anyway, I liked him, and the consult was really geared toward his evaluation of me and then the evaluation of how do we get this approved by insurance to be able to proceed. He sent in his report. He had to say how much weight he was going to take from each breast. They want to know how many grams will be removed. Then we would hear back, and he said that if I wasn't approved, we could appeal, which is, I think, really important to know. If you get denied for any reason, there's a good likelihood of approval if you appeal it. So then I was like, really like, wow, what happened here? Am I going to get approved? I had a lot of feelings about that. I went away to California. The morning after I got back, I got a phone call saying insurance approved you. First available is in 3 weeks. Oh my God. For me, it was like a big moment hearing the insurance had approved it, because somehow it validated, like, yeah, I really do need this. And they're going to pay the majority of the cost. I will have to pay something. I don't know exactly how much it'll be, but maximum 3,000, which the surgery, if you pay out of pocket, I think is like average 10,000 or something like that. So it's not bad compared to what it could be for me as an American. So I scheduled it. I did do research about rates of approval. I think my takeaway was that everybody who's interested in it, go ahead and go in for that consult and see if you qualify, because you may. Go do it now before society collapses. No, just kidding. Seize the moment. I've heard from so many women that are saying it's the best thing I ever did.